Imagine you want to start a business selling chilled pure water in Lagos heat. You have a small bucket that can only hold 10 sachets. Suddenly, 500 people show up thirsty. What happens? Your bucket fills, your water finishes, and you lose big. Now imagine that bucket is your bank and the thirsty people are the Nigerian economy. By March 31, 2026, the Central Bank of Nigeria says your bank's bucket must be massive. We are talking 500 billion naira massive for some. If it's not that, that bank might have to close shop or join another one. Are you currently keeping your life savings in a bucket that is too small? Should you be worried? Today, we're breaking down the 2026 banking reset in plain pidgin English and simple grammar. No jargon, just the truth. Let's go. You see, back in 2004, some of you might remember the Soludo era. The CBN did something similar. Before then, we had almost 90 banks, but many of them were Bangolo banks. They were small, weak, and could not even lend enough money to build a proper factory. When the 25 billion requirement came in, those 90 banks merged and shrunk down to about 25 strong ones. That move saved our banking sector from total collapse back then. But here's the problem. That was 20 years ago. Think about the price of a bag of rice in 2004 versus today. Think about the price of a dollar then versus now. That 25 billion that made a bank big in 2004 is now changed in 2026. If our bank stays small while the world is moving fast, they won't be able to support you. If you want to start a multi-billion naira cement factory or a massive tech hub, a small bank cannot give you that loan because they don't have enough weight. The CBN wants a 1 trillion economy. To get there, we need heavyweight banks. We need banks that won't shake when the global economy ceases. So when we talk about this reset, we are not talking about banks failing or closing down and running away with your money. We're talking about an upgrade. It's like moving from Nokia 3310 to the latest iPhone. The old one worked, but the new one can do so much more for the country. Wait, does this mean your local bank is weak right now? Not necessarily. It just means they have to prove they have the muscles to handle the future. Before we dive into this specific 500 billion and 200 billion naira target, I want you to do me a favor. Type money is safe in the comment if you're following so far. It helps keep the vibe positive because honestly, there's no need to panic. Now let's get to the part everyone is waiting for. You're probably sitting there with your phone in your hand, looking at your banking app and wondering, is my money inside a sinking ship or a bulletproof vault? Let's talk about the heavyweights as and how they are standing as of right now in 2026. The Fugat and the Taiwan Giant. In Nigeria, we have what we call Taiwan banks, and we use your acronym Fugat. First Bank, UBA, GTBank, Access Bank, Trust Co, Stanbic IBTC, and others in that top bracket. We have Zenith Bank. These guys are the international category. They need 500 billion because they already have massive operations across Africa and Europe. They started their homework already. By now, most of them have already crossed the finish line. Access Bank and Zenith, for example, went to the market very early to raise cash. Then we have solid, reliable banks that might not be as huge as Access or Zenith, but they are national powerhouses. Think Fidelity, FCMB, or Wema. These banks have a 200 billion naira target. For them, it's a bit of a climb, but they have been very creative. You might have seen them doing rights issues, asking their current loyal shareholders to put in money. Now, is a Tier 2 bank safe? Yes. In fact, some of these banks are more efficient than the giant. As long as they show the CBN a clear plan, which most have already done, your money is backed by the same laws as the big guys. I know most of us are using digital banks like OPay, Moneypoint, Kuda, and most of us will keep our spending money there. Here's the secret. These are mostly microfinance banks or payment service banks, PSBs. The 500 billion naira or 200 naira billion rule is primarily for commercial bank. Your favorite fintech apps operate under different licenses. Why they have their own capital requirement, they are not part of this. Now, I promise no fear mongering, but I owe you the truth. If you see a bank doing the following, just stay alert. Number one, constant app maintenance. If an app is down for straight 4 days, it might just be tech issues, but it's a sign of poor investment in infrastructure. Another thing you should look out for is the late transfers. And we have now, if every bank If every other bank is bragging about raising money and your bank has not said a word, they might be in the middle of a secret marriage. That's what we call a merger. Now, the bottom line is this: even if a bank fails the test, the CBN does not just lock the gate and run away. They will force a marriage. Your 50k in bank A will simply become 50k in big bank B. Quick tip: check the NDIC sticker usually found on the door of your branch website or their logo. That insured by NDIC logo is your insurance policy. So is your bank safe? For 95% of you watching this, the answer is a big yes. Nigerian's banking system is one of the strongest in Africa. This reset is just a service to make the engine run faster. If you go to a bank today and deposit 100k, that money is technically a debt the bank holds you. The CBN says, no, we are not talking about the money your customers give you. We're talking about the money you, the owners, actually own. Imagine you own a pure water factory. You have 10 delivery vans, a big factory, and thousands of customers who have paid in advance. On paper, you look rich, but if your machines break down and you don't have hard cash in your personal owner's wallet, pocket to fix them, the whole business stop. Recapitalization is the CBN's telling the factory owner, I don't care how many vans you have, you must have 500 naira million cash in your personal reserve just in case of emergency. The CBN has set different targets based on how far a bank wants to travel. Think of it like a transport business. Now, for the bank, we have the international category. The new requirement is 500 billion naira, the old 50 billion naira. For the national, the new is 200 billion naira. The old 25 billion and can have branches in every state in Nigeria. We have the regional level and the merchant level. Now, this is where it gets tricky. The CBN said this money must be paid up capital and share premium only. In simple terms, imagine you have a shop and over 10 years you have made 10 million naira profit and left it in the business. Usually that makes your business grow. But the CBN is saying, I'm not counting your old profit. I want you to bring fresh money from outside, either from your pocket or from new investors. Why are they being so strict? Because they want to make sure new blood and new cash are flowing into the system. How are banks getting this money? You've probably seen your banking app send you notifications about right issues or public offers. Now, the bank is asking its current shareholders, maybe you, to buy more shares at a discount. That's the right issue. And for the public offer, they're opening the doors for anyone in Nigeria to become a part owner of the bank. Now, for the private placement, they invite one big orga or a foreign company to bring billions at once. Are you an investor in the Nigerian bank? Tell us in the comment which bank shares you're holding or thinking of buying. Now, by March 2026, if a bank has not reached this cash, they have to marry another bank or be eaten by a bigger one. This is why you're seeing so much activity in the markets right now. Oh yeah, let's bring it home. We've talked about the billions and the big bank name, but let's talk about you, the student with a saving goals, the trader with a current account, and the civil servant waiting for a pension alert. See, your money is not vanishing. Even if your bank merges with another, your balance stays the same. The only difference is your banking app might change from blue to orange, or your ATM card might get a new logo if when it expires. Now, for the interest rates, because banks are now heavy with cash, they'll be competing for your business. This could lead to better interest on your savings. When banks have more muscles, they can afford to reward you for keeping your money with them. Now, here's a small print. Big banks have big bills. To maintain this new 500 billionaire status, they might try to sneak in maintenance fee here and there. Keep a sharp eye on your alert. Now, when it comes to loans, this is the biggest way. If you've ever tried to get a business loan and the bank says, sorry, we don't have capacity right now, that excuse is going away. The new super bank will have the cash to lend. It's going to be easier for SMEs to get the funding they need to grow. Honestly, I don't want you running to your bank tomorrow to withdraw all your money. This is how that's how rumors start. Instead, follow this simple three checklist to be a sharp Nigerian. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Oh, in Nigeria, we say two heads are better than one. The same goes for your bank account. If you have all your life saving in one single bank, even if it's a big bank, five bank, it's time to diversify. Have at least two accounts in two different tier one banks. If Bank A is having merger updates and their app is down for 24 hours, you won't be stranded at the supermarket because Bank B they work. Between now and March 31, 2026, you'll see news like Bank S and Bank Y have signed a memorandum of understanding. Now, don't ignore those SMS alerts. If your bank is being bought or merging, read the instructions. They will tell you if your account number will change or if you need to update your BVN link. Most times it happens automatically, but you need to stay informed so you don't fall for phishing scams from hackers pretending to be your new bank. Now, I want you to confirm the NDIC protection. NDIC is your insurance policy. They are the ones who pay you back if a bank usually hits a wall. Look for the insured by NDIC sticker on your bank store or website. Also, make sure your BVN is up to date and linked correctly to all your accounts. If your details are messy, getting your money back during a merger can be a headache. Clean up your paperwork now. And basically, the reset is a good thing for the average Nigerian. It's making our financial system bulletproof. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to share to your family WhatsApp group. Let's stop the voice note that's spreading fake news about bank failures. By the time we hit April 2026, the bank standing will be the strongest we've ever seen in the history of this country. Your job is not to be afraid. Your job is to be informed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.